Do you know what? Let me take you back to where it even came from in the first place, because it all sounds so great. Oh, I'm just going to be the best version of myself, and it's all going to be super simple and that. But actually, I wasn't always a great guy. I wasn't always the best version of myself. I was a very selfish guy, I suppose, like many of us start off how we are when we become young men. And also, we are governed by the environment that we're brought up in, and we start seeing things. We go, well, that's who I need to be. That's how I need to be. And I, like most men that I coach, started living a way that I thought was the only way, and and certainly it put a lot of pressures on myself. I wasn't always great to the people around me because I was just very focused on being a particular type of guy, and I thought you had to be a certain type of way. And
What
after
was
years and years,
what
sorry.
did that look like? Because
Well, do you know what? It's as an entrepreneur, I thought to be successful, you had to have the big house, the flash cars, the watches, be a certain way, be a certain type bloke, be at certain events, those sorts of things. Wear certain clothes. We are constantly marketed to, aren't we, to what success looks like. And I was definitely very impressionable coming from a council estate. I looked at those people when we didn't have much and go, oh my, that's what success is. That's what I'm going to have. And I created this sort of persona, this character around what I thought I had to be and who I had to be successful and also to fit in that world. And it was most definitely not me. And I think the thing is, when you start turning up as someone you think you're supposed to be, it goes without saying, if you do that, say 1 degree over 1 year, but then you times that and compound that over several years, you lose sight of who you really are. And, my world imploded where all of a sudden I kept pushing through being this guy. And I, to the outside world, I was successful. I had all those things. But I completely lost myself. And then I burnt out. And basically, I lost everything. I almost lost my health. I got divorced. And I remember just driving out of my beautiful marital home, having left my partner then, my wife of 23 years, 2 children. And I just made a promise to myself that I was going to be a better man. I was going to take responsibility for who I was and most definitely who I wasn't, and work on myself. And that was nearly 11 years ago. And I went into therapy for 2.5 years. So an amazing woman, best investment I ever made in myself. I then got coaching, and I put myself back together. But more importantly, I created a space where I got to know who I really was. And then I realized actually the power of that, the power of knowing who you are and what better is. Because we can sit here and go, yeah, you're going to be a better version of yourself. But if you are starting from somewhere where you're not already you, then actually that's a no better version of yourself. And that's what I love, is actually helping the men and the women that I coach, but mainly men, really understand who they are and build a foundation of where they're going next.